Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today I have my cute little Louie with me. Louie, want to say hi to everyone? Say hi. He's just the sweetest. In today's video, we are doing a poof side method using a square wreath form. Now, I also have a poof corner method that I developed for a square wreath form that I'm going to include in the description box so you can see the two different types of methods. The difference between both methods are the poof side method that we're doing today is more softer on the edges, so it's not as defined as the poof corner method. That's all. But still, as I said, I will include that video in the description box below. With that being said, let's get started on our Valentine's square wreath. Let's go over the supplies for this wreath, starting with this beautiful 21-inch Deco mesh that is 10 yards in length. A pack of pipe cleaners. You are going to need 16 for the wreath base. For ribbon, I'm going to be using this gorgeous 2.5-inch wired ribbon that was originally purchased in Kirkland, but this was actually thrifted, so might have been a few years ago, but you can obviously use any Valentine's ribbon you have on hand. I'm also going to be using a few of these mesh ribbon pieces. These are absolutely fun to work with. For the center of the wreath, I'm going to be using this Happy Valentine's Day sign. It's metal, it's 12 inches in diameter, and it does have some iridescence to it, a little sparkle, and these little hearts would match so perfectly with this ribbon. For a wreath base, I'm using this metal square wreath form, and it measures 14 inches from side to side. Let's attach our pipe cleaners, and we're going to do that in 3 easy steps. Step 1 is to put a pipe cleaner in the center of each of the center little sections. So I'm going to go in each of the sections, grab my pipe cleaner. I am going to attach it on row 1 and 2 and just twist it. I'm going to try to twist it as close to the center as possible. Now I'm going to go to the next one and right in the center and twisting it towards the center. Step 1 is done. Step 2 is going to be to attach a pipe cleaner to each one of the inside corners. And we're just going to give it a twist or two. And then later on, I am going to hot glue this in place because there's just no way to solidify that little corner and to have it stay in place otherwise. Put it on, 2 twists, and I'm going to move it to the corner. Step 2 is complete, and step 3 is super easy. What we're going to do is go on each one of the intersections on row 2 and connect a pipe cleaner there. So right on the intersection, and this is going to be our outer row. So I'm going to do 2 twists, and I'm going to twist the pipe cleaner out. I'm going to go to those corner ones and just put some hot glue right on the corner on both sides so it's nicely attached. Just so you know, I have a silicone mat, so it's not going to attach to it. All the pipe cleaners are on, and I'm sorry that the pipe cleaners are white and the background is white, but let's run through the steps one more time. The first step was to attach pipe cleaners on row 1 and 2 in each of the middle sections. Step 2 was to attach in each of the inside corners. And step 3 was to attach on each intersection on row 2. Altogether, you have 8 on the inside and 8 on the outside. Now it's time to attach the Deco mesh. I'm going to start by attaching the Deco mesh on the inside row, and I'm going to make 10-inch loops going all the way around. When I'm done, I'm going to go flat from this pipe cleaner to the pipe cleaner on row 2. And then we're going to do 12-inch loops going all the way around. My Deco mesh is being rolled onto the table, and the first thing I'm going to do is collect the tail. About 2-3 inches in, make sure that you grab the whole edge and then attach it to a pipe cleaner. I'm going to do 2 tight twists. To secure the tail in place, I'm going to grab a zip tie and I'm going to attach it about an inch away from the pipe cleaner. I'm attaching to row 1. You can attach to row 2 if you would like. Cut the tail. If your tail is a little bit wild, that's fine. You could definitely cut that off. Now you have a clean little tail, and we're about to do 10-inch loops. My 10-inch square is this light one right here. So I'm going to start with my pipe cleaner right on the edge, and then just make my loop to the other side. And I have my 10 inches. Going to connect it to the next pipe cleaner. This one is the corner one. 2 twists, and off I go, repeating this all the way around. I am making my last loop on the inside row, and I'm going right over the top where I started. A few good twists. And here I'm going to go flat to this next pipe cleaner, just like this, nice and flat. Now I'm going to start making those big 12-inch loops. Let's connect it to the next pipe cleaner. And as you can see, it does a beautiful job of covering the corner. And now I'm just going to continue making 12-inch loops and attaching them to the intersections on row 2. I am making my last loop. I got my 12 inches, and now I'm going to cut off the excess, attaching where we started that second row, and I'm putting my tail towards the inside, and then I'm going to push it between row 1 and 2. Push it in, and I always do this from the back. Then I'm going to grab a pipe cleaner and attach it about an inch from that connection. Cut that off. Here is the tail that we started with, and here is the tail where we ended. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up all our poofs. This is going to soften our wreath and really make sure those 21 inches of deco mesh are opened up. To poof these out, I'm grabbing the whole poof and just starting with the edge that's towards the outside and pulling it through. If you're doing it with the other hand, then grab it, find that edge, and then pull it towards the inside. The wreath is all poofed out, and now I'm going to get rid of the pipe cleaners that I don't need. Now, if you want, you can do this later on if you're afraid of removing the wrong ones. So the ones I want to keep are the ones on the corners, and we're going to also use all of the ones on the outside. The ones I don't need are the ones here in the centers. So I'm going to go ahead, find those, twist the pipe cleaner up, and I'm going to cut it short so it's not in the way, and just tuck in that little tail. For my ribbon bundles, I'm starting with my mesh ribbon, and I'm going to cut 12 pieces at 11 inches in length, just using my roller cutter to cut. It seems like that's the best way to do these. I have 12 of these, and I'm not going to be cutting the dovetails on this one because it is mesh. I don't think it's necessary. So now I'm going to be using my Valentine's ribbon. I'm also going to be doing 11-inch strips, but I'm going to make 24 of these. I'm going to zigzag up. To cut these, I'm just going to take the edges, fold in half, and cut out a little triangle, making sure to cut the little folds so that you have 2 pieces, and we're going to do this to both sides. Now I'm ready to make my ribbon bundles, and all I'm going to do is take 2 of these 2.5-inch ribbon, put the mesh ribbon right over the center, bring it together in the center, and attach. And then I'm twisting about an inch from the connection, cutting it off, and then just hiding that little tail. This looks beautiful already, and I didn't even open up the little ribbon bundles. And now I'm just going to continue doing the same thing, going all the way around and attaching to all the pipe cleaners that we have. All the ribbon bundles are on, and now I'm going to attach the centerpiece. This metal sign has a hole on top, and a hole at the bottom. So I'm going to grab some floral wire, and this one is 22 gauge. I usually like to double this one because it's a little bit on the softer side. I cut off a floral wire piece, and I usually have my floral wire be ridiculously long because I know I can always cut it short. I'm going to twist it in place in the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach one side of my wire on this intersection, one on here, and then the same thing at the bottom. I feel like that's what's going to make it the strongest. And I'm going to attach it lightly at first until I make sure that it's in the right place. Same thing at the bottom. I'm going to grab two sides. One's going to go on one intersection, and the other one's going to go on this one. I actually like the way that looks. All right, I'm going to go in the back and really make sure to lock these in place. Now that the sign is attached, make sure you find the top of the sign and decide where you want to attach the hanging loop. I'm going to attach it on row 2, just some jute cord. We have a little visitor, our little shaved visitor. See you guys? Oh, he's shaved, oh my goodness. And cut off the excess. Everything I need is on. At this point, you can decide if you want to cover the back or not. The way I cover the back is I use 4 strips or 4 pieces of ribbon, and I go around and hot glue in the back. I'm grabbing a 2.5 inch ribbon, and I'm going to measure a little bit of an inch on one side, about an inch on the outside on this side. So if this is 14 inches, you need about 16-inch strips. And I'm going to need 4 of these. You can also use fabric. You don't have to use ribbon. But when I do use ribbon, I try to get it as close in color to the Deco mesh as possible so it looks nice and seamless. Grabbing my first strip, I'm going to fold it about an inch on the side, and I'm going to attach here and here. But because this ribbon is a little bit on the thin side, I'm going to use my little finger protectors. Nice strip of hot glue, fold it over, and I'm just going to pinch it right there. Go to this side, do the same thing. Hot glue straight on the ribbon. The reason I do this in 4 pieces is because this still gives me a chance to fix anything I want underneath, but it does look nice and seamless. So I'm going to go to the next one, fold the edge, and now I'm just going to overlap it. A little bit of hot glue, fold it over, go to this side. It's this easy, and I'm going to continue overlapping all 4 sides. Just look how beautiful, nice and neat it looks in the back. I love it. And now we're going to go to the front, and we are going to do my favorite part, which is open up all our beautiful ribbon bundles. As always, we're going to open them up like a little flower, just like that. Oh, how beautiful. And this little white mesh, even though it's very, very light, I'm telling you, it will give your wreath such a gentleness, such elegance. You will love it. I always try to cover the holes, and so I'm just going to do it with one of my ribbon pieces. I'm done adjusting all the ribbon bundles, and I love that this wreath has a beautiful balance of the background deco mesh and the ribbon. It just makes for such an elegant wreath. I hope you enjoyed this wreath tutorial. I love the fact that we use those traditional Valentine's colors, the red, pink, and white. I love that combo. Don't forget to say hello to me in the comments below. If you are not subscribed to this channel and would love to see more wreath tutorials, it's free. Please hit the subscribe button. If you want to be notified when my videos come out, don't forget to hit the bell. And we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye, you guys. Say bye. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Oh, my little love bug.